I want to talk about pro staff because I get asked quite a bit about the pro staff, what it takes to become pro staff for Predator Quest, and everything that goes into a pro staff. The one thing I've always gravitated away from what everybody thinks pro staff should be. I'm not doing it to further benefit me. To some degree, I am, but I'm not so, I guess, arrogant or so into me that I've got to have people pushing my brand like crazy. I want somebody, number one, that has a good heart. And I can tell you from clear back in the day when I met Matt Pepo, and I believe it was probably 2008 or 2009, long time ago, I was doing a youth hunt up in Conrad, Montana, and Matt happened to show up. That's the first time I ever met Matt. So we visited, we talked, he howled, he demonstrated some of his calling, he owned all my Ruffy Dog calls. And he was very adamant about calling coyotes, and just his heart was in the right place. And he gave a presentation in front of the kids talking about howling, and I was able to see how he carried himself. So basically, sorry for putting you up on a pedestal, Matt, but I'm just relaying the truth. But Matt showed his heart to me, and I saw how he loved to teach. That's what carried over well with me. So Matt was asked by me to be on part of my pro staff, and I never had a pro staff. So basically, I saw how good he was with people, that if he wanted to have my brand and to basically promote Predator Quest, then he had the option to do so, and he accepted. And it's been a long, steady climb for Matt and I as far as a relationship goes, and we're very close friends. Matt is very in tune in the industry, and I would hope just being branded to Predator Quest, it's actually helped him in the hunting industry and get his name out, and that's what it's all about. Obviously, I hate that somebody would be a pro staff for me and then quit me and go be pro staff for somebody else because they want that product more, whatever. You know, that happens. But I hope your heart is good enough that you would stay with Predator Quest. Not that financially you're getting any gain from it. It's just something that's in your heart and that you want to do because you're going to meet more people, and it's actually, hopefully you'll be able to carry your chest out a little bit more knowing that you're branded with a company that started clear back in 2004, and I did something that so many people told me I'd fall flat on my face and I would fail and I would never ever have a company. So that's more about it for me, is that I hope you're proud to have the Predator Quest brand on your clothing or in your I guess part of your portfolio, if you will. Hey there, working class. Yeah, Jerry, Matt's heart is bigger than he is. You're right. Matt's a big, big boy, 6'6", I'm sure, and his hands make mine look tiny. So anyway, I'm going to go more into the pro staff, and I brought up an article that I want to read a little bit of it, and it's very good. What is pro staff? The pro in pro staff can stand for one of two things, or sometimes a combination of both. The pro can stand for professional or promotional. Not all pro staff members are professional hunters, shooters, but typically all professional hunters and shooters are on the pro staff of companies in the industry. I'm telling you right now, good morning, Matthew. I'm telling you right now, just because you're on pro staff with Predator Quest does not mean that you kill 100, 200, 400 coyotes a season. It means that you're great with people, you have a good heart, and by having a good heart, that's what Matt and I are looking for. I would say, and we talked about this one time, probably 90% of the people that are on Predator Quest Pro staff, we have asked them to be on pro staff. They never approached us. So what's that tell you about somebody's heart? They're not even expecting it. We're actually seeing their post. Hey, I shot this coyote. I called him in with the Ruffy dog. Or I shot this coyote. I called him in and shot him with my Thompson Center. They aren't even related to us, but they're promoting a product that sponsored by... a company that sponsors Predator Quest, and they're promoting it because they're proud and they have a good heart. And that's what we're looking for. We've got all the pro staff we need. And like I said, just because they may only kill 2 coyotes a season, 5 coyotes a season, maybe they kill 20, you don't have to be a killer to be on pro staff. It comes more with your heart. Integrity. You said it right there, Josh. Michael, good morning. Good morning, SND. But the thing is, we typically get asked, I'm not kidding when I say this, probably every month we probably get 10 to 15 to 20 requests to be on our pro staff. And obviously, we're not looking for any more because we don't pay. I mean, I can't afford to pay somebody. I'm such a small company. And it's more or less a great group of guys that are friends. You know, Jerry Lannon on the East Coast, now he's friends with Keenan Harris and Steve Munson and Kyle and Brent Krieger. I mean, everybody's friends in our group. We all like each other, and that's what's great about it. We're not out beating each other's heads trying to say we're better than the other guy. It's just a good group of people. Okay, let's go down a little bit more. Now, I talked a little bit about what a pro staffer is. In my book, they don't have to be a pro. You just have to be a good person. You have to have a good heart. You have to have something inside of you that resonates with me or Matt Peepo. Matt Peepo is the head of my pro staff. So basically, I can't run everybody and I can't filter everybody. I don't have the time to do that. Matt is a great people person. So he is able to communicate with people and talk to them and keep them in line. And I'll go more into that about keeping in line. You get out of line with a 6'6" guy, he's going to beat you down a little bit, so just be careful. But anyway, what does pro staff members do? If a pro staff exists to promote, then the pro staff member's job is to promote the company, brand, and product. The common misconception is that this promotion means shooting a big buck, a big bearded turkey, a lot of coyotes, and including logo product placement in the trophy photo or shooting an archery tournament with your shooter shirt on. I don't mean to discredit any of those things because they do have some value, but the pro staff member should be doing much more than that. As I said, it's you deserve it, Matt. Gary, good morning from Timber Butte. It's about you go out with your family, and just because you're out with your family and you do something that's cool in the outdoors, post a picture of it, it doesn't have to be a kill shot for me. It doesn't have to be product placement all the time. It's about being a good person. And what I can tell you, just like Matt being the head of my pro staff, his kids are a true resemblance of him and his wife, Carly. They're great kids. And that boils on down to what we do at Predator Quest. I want everybody to know I get bashed all the time. People say bad things about me, but it don't do nothing to me. It's not going to chase me away. It gives me more drive. If anything, so be it. It tells me how miserable somebody is if they've got to say bad things about you. So anyway, Just because somebody's a part of my pro staff doesn't mean that they have to promote my company, my brand, my products, or my sponsors' products 100% of the time. I just want them to be somebody that they are. Be the good person they are. Go out in the public. And if somebody says, hey, you're part of pro staff for Predator Quest? Yes, I am. Man, that's great. I want them to be proud of that. That is what I want. So that's part of the pro staff. Too many, and I'm going to go into this now. What does a pro staffer member get? This is where I'm going to get into it. I'm a tiny company. So I can't afford to give free. Now, some of my guys or all of my guys, I have given free. Some of them choose to buy from me off my website, and it's just like very humbling. Jerry Lannon, he's ordered calls online when I've been on a trip. I would have just credited him back on PayPal or whatever and sent him the product. I'm gone. My help here at the office doesn't know that doesn't think that he's part of the pro staff, and of course they don't want to just give product away. So Jerry has bought stuff from me, and other guys have too, and it humbles me, but I try to make it up. I'll send them some free stuff or whatever. But the bottom line is, too many people want to get into the hunting industry being a pro staffer, and they have bad intentions. Their heart is black because all they're thinking about is free. It's the mentality of getting free, and it tells you a lot about a person if that's what they want. So, well, you're right about that, Trip. I try to do successful hunts, and being a competition caller, I don't like to miss. That's for sure. Thanks, Josh. I appreciate it. Yes, Buckeye. If they're bashing me, they're leaving somebody else alone. Good morning, Brad. Thank you, guys, and I'm sorry I'm just kind of jumping around here, but we're going to go back into what does a pro staffer member get. I'm going to read, and this article is called Soul Adventure, and the author of it, and I don't even see, there's no name on it as far as who wrote this article, but it's on souladventure.com, and it's a great article. Okay, what does a pro staff member get? All right, let's be honest. Part of the appeal of becoming a pro staff member is access to free or discounted gear. A reason that so many people want to become a pro staffer is because they think that they won't have to do much, but they'll receive a ton. But in one way or another, pro staff members work hard for their supposedly free gear. Now, I'm going to stop right there, and basically everybody that is on my staff, and oh my gosh, I can't even say thank you enough. And this goes to every one of you. The guys that push my products and promote and hold their head up high, I mean, it's unreal that I've got such a group of guys that want to help out so much, because even though I'm a small company, there's so many things that are involved in what I do. And the tough part is that my income is based on sales of product, and it's based on sponsorships. Like, I can't go punch into a clock and I'm getting paid hourly for what I do. What's scary is, and I talked a little bit about this in the evolution of Predator Quest on my YouTube video. It's called The Evolution of Predator Quest. And basically, in 2008, my loans were called by a U.S. bank. I banked there. Now, they gave me 60 days to pay my loans. Okay, I owed, I'm going to say right around $700,000. Some of that was land payments because I bought land, and Also, it had to do with the Ruffy Dog Call patent, the mold, the interleafing mold, the clamshell mold, the first run of products, the reed dye and press, and the reed film. There's so much that went into Predator Quest, and that was just a product. Just the mold for my Predator Quest calls was $35,000. Now, when you try to go get a loan for that at a bank, you can't get the money for it, because it's what are they going to do with a call mold? They can't just go sell it. So basically, all this stuff intermingled. Now I've got a pro staff that helps me put my products out on the top shelf somewhere, and basically they are my sales force. I can't afford to pay them, but in a way, it's a way for me to give them something, anything I can, for saying thank you for what they do. And I do not, in all my travels, I do not give them enough credit where credit is due. And that's one of my drawbacks, I guess, or my weaknesses, is that I try to, but I get so busy in life that I don't. So this video goes out to all my pro staff, and it's a huge thank you from Les Johnson. There's no way we would be where we are today without you. And that's why what a pro staff member, what they get is directly related to what's in their heart, because too many get into it for the wrong reasons. And my guys, they don't even ask me for stuff, and that's what's really, really, really humbling. I try to give, I love to give, but sometimes I forget. Hey, New Mexico friends, stand up to SB 268, which will prohibit killing coyotes. Has gone from the Senate and is in the House. Next step is governor's desk. Thank you so much, Maya. It's just crazy what they're trying to do. Can you give a shout out to our New Mexico friends? Need to stand. SB 268. People, please check that out. That is getting serious. They're wanting to take our calling rights away from us, our shooting rights, our hunting rights. Thank you, Ernest. I appreciate it. Thank you, Brad. Anyway, let's go on down. And I've already touched on this. What qualifies someone to be a pro staffer? Are you pro staff material? As we discussed, companies have different strategies for their promotional positions. But let's just put it this way. Applying for a pro staff is like applying for a job. Companies aren't just looking at a big buck that you've killed or a great round that you've shot on the course. They're looking at you, the person. How true is that? Matt Peepo is the head of my pro staff. Here's I drew this, and you guys gotta love my drawings, right? Okay, the star is me. I'm gonna be a star right now. The big box is Matt, and all these lines are the other pro staffers under Matt. So basically the arrows go back and forth here. Matt and I communicate back and forth. I trust Matt's judgment, and a lot of time I just say, you do what you feel's right, I back you. Matt has run his own businesses, so he knows all about employees and being in the industry and just hard work and a good heart. So basically, as I had said, what qualifies someone to be a pro staffer is basically what's in here. Matt and I have chosen 90% of the pro staffers we have on staff just from what we've seen them doing in their own personal lives. Perhaps they're a friend of ours on Facebook. We're seeing some of their posts. They've got a great family life. They love their wife, their kids, and they're hunting and they're having fun. That's what it's all about. Their heart is big, it's giving, it's caring, it's loving. That's what we see. And we see too many times the people that write us letters wanting to be pro staff, they already have something out of place because they're seeing that they want free stuff, and it just don't work. I was not a former graphic designer, I'm telling you. Thank you, Keenan, for all you do. How to become how do you become, I've already answered that. How do you become a pro staff member? So basically, wrapping all this into what I had said, I get asked all the time. Matt gets asked all the time. We get hundreds upon hundreds of emails per year about how do we become a pro staff member of Predator Quest. We're technically not looking because we've got enough guys that we're such a solid group of guys in the industry, and we're happy with what we've got. I'm not saying we don't need any more to be arrogant or because an ego problem. I'm just saying that I'm a small, tiny company, and it's just, I feel very blessed to have the people that we have, and it's right where I want it to be. So, no, I am not on Instagram, Buckeye. I wrote some other stuff down. Okay, my pro staff, I'm going to talk a little bit more about my pro staff as what they do. And this goes out to Matt, to Brett, to Jerry Lannon, and some of the other guys that have done this. Brent Krieger's done it. This goes out to those guys that actually have made appearance on behalf of Predator Quest, and basically they've given seminars. Typically per year, Brett Muffenbuyer up in Saskatchewan, he's from Assiniboia, Saskatchewan, southern Saskatchewan. He kills 200 to 300 coyotes per season. He works a full-time job. He kills most of his coyotes on the weekends. He is a killer. He's one of the best in the business. Brett typically gives, I'm going to say 8 to 10 presentations per year on calling predators all over Canada. He's been to Alberta, all over Saskatchewan. He's been all over to do youth seminars. Brett is very, very, very involved with the youth. And that's the great thing about a lot of my pro staffers is they love kids. They love helping. They love teaching. Without them in the future, we're not going to have much for hunting. I will tell you, I did a show, it was a youth hunt in September up in Phillips, South Dakota. A lot of my pro staff showed up. You talk about an amazing, amazing event. We had 113 kids, 16 and under, that all went out hunting. I think there was 54 or 56 coyotes killed by 16 and under kids. And we all got to mentor the kid, a family, a son, daughter, or father, mother, and we got to take them out calling. So basically, there was 5 or 6 of my pro staff, and I do apologize, guys, for not remembering how many of you showed up. But that is what is great about Predator Quest is we teach. And we love to pass it on to the next generation. And these kids are so excited. And my pro staff, they love kids. So I want to tell you also that we've been asked to go back to Phillip again. So I was just emailed 2 weeks ago by Zach Thompson, the game warden in the area, and he wants us back. So put a feather in your hat, pro staff, Predator Quest pro staff, because Zach wants us back again. So that'll be in September again. Now, as far as the pro staff giving presentations, Brett has done 8 to 10 per year. Brent Krieger's done them. Jerry Lannon has went to Cabela's and given presentations on calling eastern coyotes and fox. So if any of you want to learn more about calling in the East, that's why I have guys that are great in the East at calling as well. Brent Krieger calls in Ohio. He kills 20, 30 coyotes a season. He's a killer. Jerry's a killer. So basically, if you see them on my Facebook page, message them. They'd love to talk to you about it. They're very successful at what they do. But anyway, the seminars and attending shows. Matt Pipo has done so many Cabela's appearances on behalf of Predator Quest, and it humbles me, the guys that help do this, because like I said, I'm one guy trying to do this, and it's so hard. Okay. Oh, it's trying to put a stop. So SB 268 in New Mexico is trying to put a stop to coyote calling contest. I'm telling you right now, Skeet, I do have bad feelings that that's what this is all coming to. Predator calling competitions, because it's about money, is gonna really catch a lot of flack, and that's what's going on. So basically, we're headed into bad areas with that, and I'm scared just because you have a general population voting on something, they know nothing about it. The coyote calling industry is tiny, so basically they're gonna not want it to be done anymore. So it's coming to an end, I believe, and calling competitions, let me tell you something about this, okay? Calling competitions ending is not going to be the end of the world. It's going to be an end to a lot of country that's getting pounded calling. So now you're going to get to go to areas that you weren't ever successful in and go call areas. So there's going to be some pluses, there's going to be some minuses. So go to another state before they outlaw it in the other state. In a way, I think there can be some good from it because I love calling. I don't need to be in a competition anymore. Although I miss my competition friends, that doesn't mean I still can't go out and call coyotes. I know it's a start for them to axe one level of it, and then they're going to try to take your other rights, and that's ultimately what they start to do. I hear you, Ernest. It started in Oregon. So basically, I just want to say thank you to everybody that joined. My Java's getting a little chilly. One thing I love about coffee is having hot coffee. So I do want to tell you kind of where I'm going with the next conversation. What I'm going to try to do is do another conversation with everybody next Tuesday because I fly to Canada tomorrow morning. I go to Regina, Saskatchewan. I'll be there Saturday, Sunday, fly home Monday. And basically, I drive from landing at the airport in Omaha at about 8 o'clock in the evening. It takes me 2.5 hours to drive home. So basically, I'm going to try to do a live again on Tuesday, and what I want to talk about is down in the South. When I was hunting down there a few weeks ago, there was terrible fires. All in all, burned way over 1 million acres, killed thousands of cattle, killed people. There was a husband-wife couple that were in their 20s, I believe. They went in to rescue their cattle from the fire, and they both got killed. Okay, I got back from my hunt, and I seen some of the charred land around Dodge City, and I mean, it burnt houses. This wind was so ferocious, everything's so dry, just terrible. But I want to talk about the fires that were down south and all the cattle that had to be killed. After the fire, the cattle were still suffering. They had to go out and shoot the cattle in the head, and one sheriff ran out of shells. I mean, think about I've seen pictures. It's horrible. The horses, the cattle, the calves that were killed, and people, just millions of acres, okay? So, anyway, thank you so much. Join me next Tuesday, and I'm going to talk about the fires that were down south. I'm going to talk about some of the calling. Actually, some of the ranches that I call on down towards Jetmore, Kansas, they had fires on their land. I saw that their pastures were all burnt up. I did see their cattle were alive and well, though, which is great. Thank you, everyone, again for joining. I truly appreciate it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to all my pro staff. You guys rock, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Skeet, thank you. Josh, thank you. Felipe, I've got one belt buckle. Anyway, yes, the Panhandle of Oklahoma as well, Greg. It's no, I have one in Minnesota, Keith. Get with Matt Peepo. He's on my pro staff. Josh, God bless you. Thank you. And say a prayer for all the victims of this fire that was in Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas. It was terrible. Thank you, working class. I'm getting out of here. I love talking to all of you. Hope you have a tremendous day. Enjoy the rest of it. And I'll see everybody up in Regina that I'm going to see. Thank you, Jerry, for everything you do. We'll see you guys.